Hello everyone, happy Monday. It's Monday. We have a beautiful beginning to a beautiful week. How do I know that? Because that's what I'm creating. Will you create that with me? Thank you so much. So today's video is about the codes of creation number 7, allowing the emotional flow. So we'll talk about that in a minute, but here's what happens if you don't allow your natural emotional flow. It clogs up the works. You create stagnant energy in your creation process, and if you don't allow yourself to be free emotionally, you constrict and you limit channels of giving and receiving. And if you're limiting yourself in giving or receiving, then you're limiting and constricting your creation process. So these videos are for you if you are coming to our retreat in November 8th through the 11th here in Sedona, or if you simply want to activate more of your own creation powers and abilities. This is number 7, so if you've missed the first 6, go back and watch those. They're on my YouTube, or you can scroll through a lot of my Facebook profile to find them. Okay, so allowing your emotional flow. I'm going to tell you a little story about how this works for me. Growing up, I would watch my mom, and she would cry at any little thing, and us kids, we'd roll our eyes and be like, oh, there she goes again. And I don't know why, but for some reason it was judged as not acceptable. And so I closed down my emotional body, not fully, but I, very much filtered, if I allowed myself to cry or even get angry or whatever it was. Fast forward to now, a couple days ago, I was in Oklahoma with Max. We were visiting his parents, and we're in the kitchen, and I could feel that I needed to cry, and I didn't know when it was going to happen. I'm always just available for the experience. If I need to do it, it's whenever it happens, it's fine with me, because if I need to do it, I want to allow the flow, right? So I'm in the kitchen, and I could feel the tears coming, and I've been doing a lot of work with healing my inner infant, and all of a sudden they were just there, and I was by myself, and then Max's dad walked in. He's like, "You okay?" And there was a part of me that wanted to just sort of like stop or slow down the flow of the tears, but it was there, and I didn't want to run away from the emotion, and I didn't want to filter it because someone else was in the room. I really just wanted to go through the healing process, and so I allowed it. And so I just sat there and cried, and then eventually Max came in the room, and eventually Max's mom came in the kitchen, and for someone who had previously really filtered their emotions, that was a big expression of freedom. And what that then allowed was this amazing expansion where my channels were open, and I could receive, not necessarily just from them, but just in general, just the channels of receiving were open. The channels of giving of myself, giving of my emotion, those channels were open. Thank you, Alicia. And it was a very powerful experience. And this is pretty typical of me. I'll do this, in the grocery store if I need to. I've just learned how to be safe and comfortable in myself and allowing the emotional flow. Now, the power of all of this is that expansion and that openness of all my channels. And if I want to create something, then my channels of giving and receiving have to be open. And that includes the emotional body and the channels of emotional flow, because we are emotional creatures as human beings. And that's part of the creation process, is to be able to express emotion, to be able to get into the feeling of what you want and what you desire. And if you're not able to express the negative emotions, which I don't believe they're negative, but that's what our society calls them, if we're not able to express those emotions, how powerfully do you think you're going to be able to get into the space of feeling and expressing what you want and what you desire. We live in a polarity universe. I say it over and over. If you can't do one side, you can't do the other. And to the extent that you can do one side is to the extent that you can do the other. So it's not all about feeling the happy love and light all the time. It's also about allowing yourself to go in the deep, dark spaces and feel the crap. So, your action step for today. First, take a deep breath with me. Thanks for all the love. Take a deep breath. What is it that you need to feel that you've been holding yourself back from feeling? Is it fear? Is it sadness? Oh, thanks, I love you guys. What is it that you've been holding back from allowing yourself from feeling? Just take a moment. Tune into that with me in this moment. We'll do this together. What is it that you've been holding yourself back from allowing yourself from feeling? Take a deep breath and feel into your emotional field, into your body. Is it sorrow? Is it grief? Is it anger? Sadness? Maybe it's joy. Maybe it's ecstasy and bliss. What is it that you've been holding yourself back from allowing yourself to feel? That's where I invite you to go this week. Into the deeper feeling. Into the deeper joy. Into the deeper trauma. Whatever it is. And maybe it's both. Maybe you have a lot of grief on one side, but you also have this ecstasy and bliss emerging on the other. Whatever it is, allow yourself to feel it. Go there. And if you don't have the support you need, like if it's literally not safe for you to feel into your trauma, get support. Hire a practitioner, call a trusted friend, whatever you need to do to get the support. Because it's not until you go there and allow yourself to feel that things can open up for you in your creation process. Is this making sense? If you guys have any questions about what I'm saying, put those in the comments. This is, maybe again, one of those codes that isn't as easy to integrate and embrace, but the power of allowing the emotional flow, huge, huge. So allow yourself what you need to feel, get the support you need in order to feel what you need to feel. That's your action step for this week. And then check out our creation retreat, our Codes of Creation retreat here in Sedona, November 8th through November 11th. It's going to be a powerful, powerful time. We have the 1111 portal that we're taking advantage of during this retreat. Lots of things coming into alignment for our creations of light. And if you want to learn who you truly are as a creator and the power that you have as a masterful creator, this retreat is for you. Lots of love, you guys. I'll see you next week, same time, same station. Codes of Creation number 8. We'll be talking about courage. All right? Appreciate you guys. Thanks for being here with me today. Much love. Mwah.